Hey everyone, welcome back to the channel. My name is Teddy Chess and welcome back to TR survival video. This TR survival video will be a little bit different because we will not be playing this game at all. In fact, we will learn ourselves, give ourselves some knowledge about something, and that something will be TULA PRYANIK over here because this item over here, TULA PRYANIK, is, I would say, quite unique. Um, this is only available in Tula city. So Tula is near Moscow, which is about over here, right? Just to the southwest of Moscow over here. So this is the only NPC that sells this only food item, which is Tula PRYANIK. Also, the fact that no other cities also like sell stuff like this as well, like there is no food like what is it, like cuisine from Kurgan's food, like let's say Chelyabinsk, or Kiev or something like that. There is nothing like this Tula Pryanik over here. There is only one NPC, and this is actually quite interesting because it will be nice if in the future we also have other cuisines like this that you can get from other cities as well, right? So this is basically like what's your original dish from your country, right? Or from your city, right? Like I believe there's many cities, each cities will have their own signature dish, right? Either dish or this kind of food stuff, or even it doesn't even have to be food. In fact, it can be some sort of drink as well, right? Like I don't know, maybe Chelyabinsk has some kind of signature drink, like let's say Chelyabinsk wine or something like that. I'm not sure, right? But yeah, that would be a great addition to the game. But yeah, there's that. So anyway, back to Tula Pryanik over here. This is quite interesting because if you can see in this icon over here, the letter over here, the Russian letter in the middle of the this thing, this food item, it's like stamped, right? It used some kind of stamp, a metal stamp, um, to to carve or to form this letter over here. This is actually spelling out Tulski. So yeah, this is T, and then Y is U, and then yeah, it basically spells Tulski, right? So yeah, that in itself it's also unique, right? Because this is like signature dish of Tula people, right? From Tulski, basically Tula. Anyway, now that I'm confused, not confused, now that I'm curious about this food, now let's actually take a look at the Wikipedia about this food. If there is something about that, and we can find about that as well, and maybe if from the pictures from Google Image as well, right? But yeah, I will be right back. Okay, we are here in my Google Chrome and in Wikipedia as well. I found this page like a while ago, and this is basically Tula Pryanik. This is a page in Wikipedia that specifically will talk about Tula Pryanik. Also, I have another tab that is just Pryanik in general, right? I kinda, curious about what is this Pryanik thing, right? Right? Like, what is this food looks like, because we only kind of only see this from the top icon, right, from the top what is it, top view of the image, and we don't really see it in 3D, right? So I kind of wonder what it's look like. Is it like biscuit? Is it like a cake? Is it like I don't know what is it, right? Like pancake? I'm not sure. Is it hard? Is it soft, or what's the texture, right? So yeah, I'm kind of curious about that. um Anyway, now let's start, I guess. Tula Pryanik, Russian, Tulsky Pryanik. Yeah, like I said, right? This letter over here was carved into the icon, I believe. And yeah, Tulsky Pryanik is a famous type of imprinted Russian pryanik from the city of Tula. Usually, Tula pryanik looks like a rectangular tile or a flat figure. Okay, so that basically what looks like in game, right? It looks rectangular, making stamped Pryanik is considered an art form. Okay, that's interesting. So you make art by using the stamp, right? You put, basically stamped art, right? The imprints could include different patterns, symbols, images of the Tula Kremlin, names, congratulations. Yeah, names, congratulations. Um, Okay, here we go. This is TULA PRYANIK over here. This is the top view, right? We still haven't see it from the side view and how it looks like from the sides, I guess. But this is kind of look. This basically shows the imprinted image or symbols or patterns, right, from the stamp, right? So yeah, this is Atula Pryanik with the coat of arms of Russia. Okay, I don't know what coat of arms of Russia means. I presume that it is some sort of national symbol or something like that. I think I might be wrong. So yeah, correct me if I'm wrong. But I think this is some sort of, like a symbol about something, right? Probably national symbol, or like something else, probably, right? Um, this kind of looks like bird, if you ask me. It has two heads over here, as you can see. There's one in the left, there is one in the right, right? And then there is this writing at the sides. I'm not sure how to pronounce that. Um, this looks like a number three, I would say. Oh, this says Tula, I think. Yeah, this one says Tula. This is T, and then Y is U, and then this is L, and then A. So this says Tula. And then the left one, uh, what is it? I think this says Prianic, but again, I'm not sure if that's that. So yeah, I'm sorry if I'm wrong, right? But yeah, I believe this one says Tula, I think. This one probably says Prianic though, to be honest. Because there's Tula over here, might as well have Prianic, right? So it's Tula Prianic. But yeah, there is also this crown over here on top of the bird or whatever it is. I think this is some kind of bird, I believe. Yeah, on top of that, there's that crown, I think. Um, and yeah, so type Prianic. So what is Prianic, right? I'm kind of curious about that as well. Place of origin, Russia, and then region or state will be in Tula. Main ingredients, flour, honey, jam, or condensed milk filling. Optional. Oh, that's interesting. It has filling. Okay, so it kind of reminds me, it's probably like a sandwich then, in a sense that there is a bread at the bottom, and then there is a bread at the top, right? And then, as the stuff, the filling stuff in the middle, you can put that anything, right? Like let's say, what is it, like, think about it, dorayaki, probably, right, from Japan. That's also like pancake that has the chocolate filling in the middle, right? So maybe it looks like that, but I'm not sure. Also, the fact that the main ingredients is flour, honey, and then jam or condensed milk filling. I feel like this should be craftable from the cooking tab, because we have flour in game, right? From wheat. We also have honey. We have honey from the peas or from the forest in general. And then we also have jam, right, or condensed milk for the filling. I feel like these should be available from the cooking tab, because it's quite simple, right? I think the ingredients anyway, probably, like, obviously you will need sugar, you will need water, probably salt as well, because sometimes when you make this kind of bread, you also include salt, right? So that it's not straight up just sweet, right? You have some kind of salt there as well to balance things out as well. Maybe, I don't know, like water as well. That's obviously, right, water, duh. And then probably like some kind of butter, probably. And then yeah, but interesting, the main ingredients is only flour, honey, and the filling will be either jam or condensed milk. Like I said, this will be available from cooking tab, just for the fact that it is, the ingredients are available, right? Anyway, the cooking of the tula pryanik starts with preparation of the dough. Okay, the dough is made from rye flour, honey, eggs, water, and spices. Oh, this is actually the full one. Oh, we have spices as well. We also have eggs in game. So yeah, there's no excuse for why this shouldn't be cookable, right, or craftable from in game. Next, the dough is cut into pieces, okay, and rolled out. Okay, so it is like what is it like? Yeah, it's the dough basically, right? Like pastry, I would say. I think cut into pieces and rolled out. This also doesn't need some kind of yeast or baking powder or baking soda as well. It's not mentioned over here, so interesting. Each piece is placed on a special board with a carved pattern to give the dough its intended form. Yeah, this is basically the stem, right? The carved pattern, probably from metal or wood, I think. Yeah, because that's just like the easiest way to, imprint patterns into food, right? The first layer, of the dough is covered with a second one with a filling in between. Oh, okay, I see. So, they put the filling before they bake or they cook the food, right? So this is not really sandwich because sandwich you have the bread already cooked, right? And then you put something in the middle, or in this case like dorayaki, right? You already have the pancake already, for the bottom part and then the top part as well, and then you fill in the thing, right? Or like donut as well. Sometimes you put filling inside donut. That is only if the donut is already cooked, right? So yeah, interesting that they actually put the filling inside the dough that is not cooked just yet. So we know the first layer will be the bottom part and then filling in the middle and then it's covered with the top, I guess, right? To make the two layers stay in place, the edges are pressed together. Oh, okay, so they use some kind of press, probably like some kind of rectangular press as well, right? So that the sides are, you know, um, so that the sides are sticking together and then not, making the filling go out and make a lot of mess, right? Then the cake is turned over so that the stamped image is on top and the surface is glazed with sugar syrup. Oh, that's interesting, I guess. Sugar syrup. Um, Obviously, this is for sweet, right? To make it a little bit sweet, as well as, what is it called again? Like, because this is sugar, right? So it will be caramelized and it will, form a little bit of like glowing or shiny caramel layer at the top, right? Now that's actually something. The syrup covers the picture to make it more visible after baking, yeah, to make the glowing effect, right? Historically, each carved board is used to create just one design for Pryanik. I mean, that's um that's just logical, right? Like obviously one board for one pattern, right? If you want to other pattern, then you make another mold or board, right? That's just how it is, I guess. A new board is made specifically for its design. Well, yeah, obviously. In the past, Pryanik boards were made by craftsmen, and nowadays new designs are created mostly by professional artists. Oh, interesting. So I guess you can kind of request as well, like what kind of stuff you want on top, right? Like maybe you can again, like it says up here, right? It can be any, any pattern symbols, like especially this one, right? Like names or congratulations. So you can technically make some sort of birthday cake, I guess, using this Tula Pryanik. Um, Maybe putting the happy birthday words imprinted on the top uh, part as well, right? So that makes sense, I guess. You can basically, this is pretty much what is it called again, like adjustable, right? It can be, any sort of request, right? It can be changed or modified at anything as you want, right? Modern Tula Pryaniki typically have a jam or condensed milk filling. Um, okay, we have those as well in game. The jam is probably, strawberry jam, pineapple jam, apple jam, peanut butter probably as well can be there, I think, or condensed milk, right? Just straight up condensed milk. While the traditional ingredient is the dough is honey, okay, which is sometimes replaced with sugar. Okay, honey can work too, I guess. That's, to replace the sugar from honey, right? I guess, I mean, at the end of the day, honey is still sugar as well, right? If you think about it, it gives you the sweet, right? It's from the glucose contained inside the honey, right? So at the end of the day, it's still sugar, but yeah, it's in other form, right? Pryaniki have been made in Tola since the 17th century. Okay, interesting. So that will be the year 1600 to 1699, right? That's the 17th century, I think. The first mention of Tula Pryanik is in the Tula census book of 1685. Okay, so that's the year 1685. Today, Tula Priyaniki are made at the confectionery factories of Staraya Tula, Russian for Old Tula, and Yasnaya Polyana, and by several small companies, I guess. But yeah, since this is factories, I guess you can find like this kind of stuff in supermarket as well, right? Like a department store or whatever, right? With the aluminum foil of wrapper or something like that, right? You can probably find this just like you find Oreo and at the store, right? And other stuff, right? Other food stuff as well, I believe. Okay, but there's also smaller companies. I guess you can kind of it'll be interesting if there I don't know how it is there in Russia, right? Maybe like some small baker, like the bakery shop or something like that. Probably they also make this custom tula pryanik as well, probably, right? Especially since this is literally their signature dish, right? That would be interesting, right? A tula pryanik imprinted with the caption Tulski, the adjective form of Tula, and the city's coat of arm. Okay, so again, the coat of arms. I guess that is in the middle over here. I think. Although I'm not, I don't know what that means, right? I don't know what coat of arms means. Is it like again national symbol or something like that? I don't know. I probably should learn about that more in the future. In 1996, Tula opened a museum dedicated to its Priyaniki. Oh, interesting. Well, obviously, right? Since this has been around since the year 1685, right? That's literally like um 400 years ago, actually, right? Actually no, 1685. That's 300 plus 15 and 22. Okay, so that's just under 350 years ago, right? Still, that's a long year ago, right? 350 years ago, that's actually something, right? Yeah, like no wonder if this is their I don't know, like signature or original dish or food from Tula specifically, right? In Russia. Okay, so that's the first part. Okay, now let's go to the second page. This is about Pryanik in general. Okay, so we know how to make that, right? First, you make the dough, and then you roll out the dough so that it's flat, and then you put that on the wooden board or the mold, I guess, for the imprinted pattern, and then you fill in the filling, and then you put the top layer, right? And then you cut those, I guess, into rectangular shape, and then you flip that, and then you brush the top or the pattern with sugar syrup, and then you bake that, right? And then it's done basically. Um, so yeah, there's that. Pryanik, okay, refers to a range of traditional sweet baked goods in Russia, Ukraine, Belarus, and some neighboring countries such as Poland. It is also popular Czech and Slovak sweet. Okay, interesting. Okay, oh, okay. This is basically the factory made, right? As you can see, there is this wrapper over here. So this is basically the factory made, right? It's made in factories, right? that you can get at the store, right? Just as easy as you can find Oreo, for instance, right? Like at the store as well. Okay, interesting. This says Tulski again, Tulskiy, I think, or something like that. Um, I think, or maybe this actually says Priatnik. Yeah, I think this says Prianik actually, but yeah. Anyway, or no, actually this is tea, right? This is Tula Pryanik. I think this is Tula and then Pryanik over there. But yeah, anyway, traditionally Pryaniks are made from flour and honey. Yeah, we already know that. Well, some Russian English dictionaries translate Pryanik as gingerbread. Ginger is an optional Pryanic ingredient, unlike honey. Oh, I see. So you can think about it as well like gingerbread, I guess, right? There is that ginger taste, I guess, which is interesting, right? Yeah, like you eat those and expect ginger as well. Unlike honey, okay, so honey is apparently the main ingredient, and it will not work if you don't use honey, probably, right? Sugar is often used instead of honey in industrial panicky production and modern home cooking. Oh yeah, I guess that makes sense as well because honey is quite I would say quite difficult to get, right? Especially when you use industrial scale, right? Where you will need I believe you will need a lot of kilograms, like let's say, I don't know, few hundred tons, right? Like every day. So to fulfill that, honey is probably not will not be enough, right? To cover all of those, and it will be expensive, right? So they just use sugar, I guess, for the sweetness, right? Related to Prianic is kovriska, I guess, a sweet bread with similar ingredients. Okay. The word Prianic is from Old East Slavic, an adjective from Old East Slavic, pepper, which makes it etymologically similar to related to German. Uh, I don't know how to pronounce that. Pfefferkuchen, I guess. However, traditional Prianiki do not usually include pepper as an ingredient. Oh, interesting. Although, literally Prianic means pepper, but, Prianic from Tula or Russia, they don't usually include pepper, right? But they still use spices, if I remember correctly. Like it was mentioned before, right? That it kind of used pepper as the spices specifically, right? In the ingredients. Um, don't know why. Again, like I guess the spices is just to make it like that sharp. What is it? Sharp taste, I would say. Especially when they don't. It makes sense because they also use ginger, right? Because ginger in bread or in like baked foods, I would say ginger is quite strong taste, right? It's like a strong or sharp taste, I would say, right? Like sharp flavor. So spices make sense if they don't use ginger, right? Like maybe they add cinnamon, they add literally they add pepper, pepper, and then um, I don't know, like probably cinnamon as well, and then anything basically that has the strong flavor, right? It kind of like makes it interesting as well. Hopefully someday I can actually taste this myself. Maybe visit the actual town, right? The city, right? Tula, and then just find myself the best Tula Priyaniki, right? But one can always imagine, right? One can always dream, maybe someday, right? But hopefully it's there. Just like like any other stuff, I guess. I already mentioned this as well in my podcast as well about visiting places throughout the world, right? Because again, this world is small, but we are much more smaller, and there's a lot of places that we can go or visit and just to try out the culture, right? Seeing stuff, seeing structure, seeing a lots of food and stuff like that, meet the new people. It's always nice, right? The world is always a nice place, if you can see it from that perspective, right? That's just what I believe anyway. So yeah, anyway, I think that's it. Also, there's another thing that I want to show about various image about Tula Pryanik or Pryanik in general, but should I do that? Okay, that will be to cut, right? Okay, so anyway, I will see that, and I will be right back. Okay, here we are in the Google image over here. I just searched Tula Pryanik, and let's actually search, I guess, or watch or see this image over here. Okay, this is Tulapian. This is from Wikipedia. Okay, oh, this is what it looks like. Okay, so it's not that flat, I would say, right? Because it kind of have this thickness as well, right? So I guess it makes sense, especially when there is filling inside, right? Like this has something in the middle, right? Which is the filling. This is also another version, I guess, of Tula Prianic as well. And then yeah, this one as well. This actually looks a little bit this actually looks a little bit big, I would say, because this is the cutting board, right? And then this is that big. Okay, this is from DR Wiki. Okay, interesting. Okay, this is the commercial one, probably the one that you make from the factory. Oh, this is from. Oh, okay. So this is what it looks like for after being cut, right? And then from the side view as well. Okay, so I guess this red stuff over here is probably jam, and then as you can see, there's like some kind of cream over here, right? Like brown color. I would say this is probably the condensed milk. Okay, this actually looks soft if you ask me. So, okay, it's not actually hard bread then. This is like soft bread. I guess this kind of like I don't know, like pancake, but a little bit stiff, probably, right? Not as what is it? Not as soft as pancake, but it's kind of still the same, right? Okay, which is I mean it's not hard, right? Like biscuits, right? Like I don't know, think about any crackers or biscuits that is hard, right? Hard texture, but this is not. This just looks like your regular bread, right? This is also that. Okay, this is a little bit thin. This filling is probably again condensed milk, probably, because it looks pale, right? Like brown, pale brown or gray there, right? Um, okay, this is the one also from the Wikipedia as well. We saw this. Oh, this one looks interesting. This actually is round. I guess this that makes sense because you can technically put this as your birthday cake as well, right? Um, I guess, and then you cut this and then eat together, right? And then this one as well, another version of that. Okay, and then this one as well, this is what it looks like, in the middle for the filling. As you can see, right, this is not actually that it doesn't look like it is hard, right? It looks like it is soft with the filling inside as well. Okay, this one's also another one. Okay. Oh, this one is the museum, Tula Prianic Museum. Okay, interesting. Oh, this probably is the mold, right? Yeah, this is actually the board that is used to carve or to stamp the or to imprint the patterns, right? Which is interesting. As you can see over here, this looks like there is a caving in, right? You can put the layer over here and then you press that, right? So that it imprints the pattern from the plate to the cake, right? Okay, interesting. And then this one is the gingerbread. Okay, I guess. This is probably the homemade one. As you can see over here, it looks like homemade. And yeah. Okay, another commercial one over here. Oh, what is this? How it appear? Oh, this is probably the museum, right? Yeah, I think. This is Tulski Pryanik over here. Okay, so this is Tulski Pryanik. Okay. Um, Okay, this is another one. This one also. Oh, this one interesting. It has the milk at the top, like condensed milk as the topping, which is always interesting, right? A lot of variations, right? You can make a lot of stuff there as well. This is also probably the homemade as well by the looks of things. Yeah, this one is probably the museum, right? Yeah, this is also what we looks. Yeah, over here. This is, I guess, like some kind of monument, right? Okay. And then, oh, okay, this one's interesting because we have the, the comparable size, right? This is like a kid, I guess, carrying this Tula Pryanik or Pryanik. Therefore, it is, I would say this is quite big, right? Like, this you eat, in some people, right? For some people, I mean, right? Okay, interesting. This is also over there Christmas gingerbread cookies. Okay, interesting that they actually put like Christmas gingerbread cookies, right, as pryanik. Okay, interesting. Oh, okay, this is like literally the gingerbread house, I guess. Okay, that's not pryanik, I don't think. Okay. This is another one. I guess this is another homemade one, a more commercial. Yeah. Okay. Oh, this one they make it like at the ball shape, I guess. Again, another one that is round. Um, yeah, I just freaking love Tula Prianic. I mean, now that I'm looking at these pictures, I kind of want to try it myself. In fact, probably I will take a look at YouTube and find out people making recipe for this and try it out myself. Probably, like it would be fun, right? If you guys like that, I guess. Okay. Oh, this is the they are as well, I guess. Someone apparently on Reddit post this stuff. Okay, so yeah, I think that should be enough, right? Yeah. Again, lovely dish, I would say. Thanks to the game, I would have never known about this thing over here, right? This food. Looks great. Honestly, the recipe looks. I mean, the main ingredients look simple, because it only need flour and eggs, water, and like spices or honey, and then for the filling you can use jam or condensed milk or whatever, right? But yeah, I think that'll be it for today's video about Tula Prianic. So yeah, not really a they are survival videos, but still they are survival kinda, right? I will put kinda in the they are survival, just because I know this from the game, and I look at the the real world, right? About this actual food from Russia, right? So yeah, it looks great, honestly. I can imagine like the sweetness, the like the texture, the sweetness from the filling as well, and maybe if it's included, if it includes gingerbread or spices, then it will be a little bit interesting, right? Because it has that unique strong flavor. But yeah, anyway, that will be it for this episode about or this video about the art survival. I hope you guys enjoyed. Stay safe, stay healthy. I will see you again very soon, and see ya.